What's good, everybody? Um, so today, I'm just eating a little, ravioli. Um, you know, so you can see. I don't know if y'all can see that. So I'm just eating a little ravioli. Doing a mug bang. I think that's what you call it. I don't know. But anyways, man, got my little Sprite cup right here. You know what I'm saying? The little starfish. But anyways, so today's video is about Odell Beckham Jr. Now, obviously, I have talked about this yesterday about him, joining, other teams. And for the life of me, I'm really ashamed to be a Giants fan. I really am. You know, there's a lot of content creators on YouTube that's Giants fans. And some of them do want Odell Beckham Jr. back, some of them don't. You know, who are they? You may say. Well, there's Mad Dog. There's Sports the Entertainer, and there is Fisk Vegas. Now, obviously, those are all three New York Giants fans. I think Fisk Vegas is a part-time New York Giants fan. I don't know. Because half of the crap he says is just I'd be just shaking my head at how much attention he gets. But to be fair and to be honest, Odell Beckham Jr. should never come back here. He shouldn't, for the simple fact that it's not going to matter if he comes back because the product is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like Daniel Jones is not gonna have time to throw the ball to him because he has Kadarius Toney. There's a possibility that Galladay might come back after the bye. I don't think he's gonna be playing in this game. Also, there's a huge possibility that Sterling Shepard might come back after the bye. And Saquon Barkley might try to give it a go after the bye. We'll see. But yes, we are depleted at wide receiver. We don't have any wide receivers. I was, looking at, or I was watching Sports Entertainer, and Mad Dog said that, well, we brought Hakeem Nicks back. Well, we brought Brandon Jacobs back, which is true. But those guys were class act people. Those guys didn't do the bull crap that Odell did. He made the franchise look bad. He made the organization look bad. If you look at the New York Giants are one of those pride franchise that do not condone BS. If you look at the leaders that they had over the years, they had a Justin Tuck, they had an OC, they had a JPP, a Michael Strahan, a Lawrence Taylor. Those guys never went out their way and did the things that they did. Now, obviously, Lawrence Taylor, he had his share of baggage as well. You know what I'm saying? But he tried to hide that. You know what I'm saying? He tried to not make it as big as it is. You know what I'm saying? We all know he had a drug problem. You know, but who didn't? Michael Irvin had a drug problem. You know what I'm saying? But they pushed it aside because of their God-given talent to either catch the ball or sack the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And Lawrence Taylor did it like no other. So the reason why those two came back, like I said, was because the organization really appreciated what they did for the team. They never put themselves first, and that's what Odell Beckham Jr. did. Odell put his self first because he had a huge ego. Now, was he great when he was here? We lost a lot of games with him, to be honest with you. You know, like for me, I really wanted Mike Evans, because in that 2014 draft class, it was Mike Evans, Odell, Calvin Benjamin, who was also no Aquarius. Let me see. There was Calvin Benjamin, Odell Beckham Jr., Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans, and then a few others. I really wanted Mike Evans because of the height. He kind of reminded me of a poor man's, Plaxico Boris. Just throw it up there and he'll catch those 50-50 balls. But where did he end up? He ended up in Tampa, okay? And if you see, it's been what, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's been 7 years, or probably going into 8 years since he's been there. So, did the Giants make a mistake of drafting Odell? I couldn't tell you that because the talent was there. We overlooked Mike Evans. Now I'm not saying that Mike Evans would have came here and make an immediate impact because obviously he didn't win Rookie of the Year. And that's every rookie dream to win Rookie of the Year, regardless of your position on the field. But the simple fact that Odell missed significant amount of games and still was able to, almost shatter Randy Moss's rookie record. I don't know if he passed that. I think Randy Moss had like 14 touchdowns. Odell had like 12 or 13. He had like 1,000 yards. He had like 81 receptions or 91 receptions. So, there was this whole comparison. Oh, who's better? Who had a better rookie year? Like Randy Moss never missed 4 games. Randy Moss was a freak of nature. Randy Moss was on a different planet. That's why I always will take a tall receiver over a short receiver because tall receivers don't necessarily have lingering injuries. Hamstring injuries, especially hamstring injuries. You look at an Odell, you look at a Victor Cruz. They all suffered from injuries. Plaxico Burress, he was playing on a bad ankle in the playoffs. So you can't really say that. Well, Odell was better than Mario Manningham. Well, Odell was better than Victor Cruz. Odell was better than this. Odell was better than that. Odell was better than Hakeem Nicks, which I was a huge Hakeem Nicks fan. Hakeem Nicks reminded me so much of Kadarius Toney. It's not even funny. Who else? And then that's probably it. Toomer, he was in the class by himself, so like he's not gonna come here, and Giants fans just need to wake up and smell the tea. He's not gonna come here. Now if he does come here, will I be mad? Will I be sad? Listen, I'm an LSU fan, and it's not like he was killing it in LSU. He barely started in LSU. You know, if you go look at his LSU stats, he barely started. Alongside his best friend Landry, which he always wanted to play with. You know what I'm saying? He actually wanted to go to the Dolphins instead of the Giants because guess who? guess who? Guess who drafted him? Guess who drafted his best friend? The Dolphins. So he wanted to go to the Dolphins, but he fell at number 12, I believe. So in the first round. So like, what do you want? Nobody's perfect in life. He's dealing with a lot of injuries. So there's no telling whether. Okay, let's say hypothetically we do sign him, right? Let's say we do sign him. And he gets hurt on the first play of scrimmage in practice. Oh, they're breaking news. Odell has suffered a, minor injury. Like, oh my God. So we brought this dude in here for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So let him be another team's distraction. We've dealt with Odell. We don't want to go down that road. It's like an ex-girlfriend. You dated for a long time. You broke up. Now she wants to get back with you. Like, no, the past is the past. Just leave it at that. You have an up and coming talent in Kadarius Toney. If you can somehow draft receivers in this year's draft or next year's draft, compare him to not compare, but pair him with the others. You know what I'm saying? Let go of Sterling Shepard because he's also an injury-prone player. Kadarius Toney, in Slayton, and then those other two receivers. Just like how just like how the Giants did it for Eli in that 2009 draft class. Well, that 2009 year. Oh, Eli had the youngest receiving corps in NFL history. He had a Mario Manningham, Akeem Nicks, Sonora Smalls, Steve Smith. Like, surround your quarterback with talent. Just don't give him one receiver and expect him to succeed. Like, come on, man. And then we replaced not Steve Smith, we replaced Jeremy Shockey with Kevin Boss. Kevin Boss have been our productive tight end over the years. I'm not saying that Jeremy Shockey wasn't any good because when Jeremy Shockey was here, he gave us everything that he could. Even though he was a headache, he was not that much of a headache. You know what I'm saying? But he never threw anybody under the bus. You know what I'm saying? I remember that 2009 game against the Saints. I mean, he was looking forward to that game. You can tell. Like, he just, every time he caught the ball, he started flexing on us and doing this and doing that, So, I mean, it was a little bit of bad blood between him and us. But, I'm pretty sure if he looks back at that game, he would probably say, yeah, I should have not really done that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really me. It was, I let my ego get the best of me and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Giants fans or Giants contenters are entitled to their own opinion. Sports Entertainer even said he was not even a huge Odell Beckham Jr. fan. I wasn't either, I wanted Mike Evans. I really did, because of just the height, like Eli Manning, he works better with tall receivers, I'm not saying that he didn't work well with short receivers, but tall receivers, they just different. You just throw it up there, I mean, we all expected Kenny Galladay to be that, to take that next step. I'm not saying that he was going to be the next Plaxico, but he was going to take that next step, but he didn't. We gave him all that money just to come here to sit on the bench and rob us for all that money we gave him. You know what I'm saying? No production whatsoever, So, I mean, it is what it is. But, you're expecting New York Giants fans to come back just because of Odell. Like, what the hell Odell is going to bring that no other receiver can bring, But, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. People, like I said, people are tired and say their own opinion. If they want Odell Beckham Jr. back, if you think Odell's going to come here and rejuvenate the Giants, you got another thing coming. Because if you look at our schedule, there's only probably like 5 games we can win, outside of our division games. If you throw our division games out, we got the LA Chargers. Is that a win? Yes or no? We got the Miami Dolphins. Is that a win? Yes or no? We got the Bears. Is that a win? Yes or no? We got the Los Angeles Raiders coming up this Sunday or tomorrow. Is that a win? Yes or no? We got a rematch of last year's Monday night game. Are we going to win that? Yes or no? So outside of, like I said, outside of our division games, we got the Raiders, we got the Bucks, we got the Chargers, we got the Dolphins, and I forgot we got the Bears. So we got 5 games outside of our division that's not gonna go our way. Now, obviously, I could see us beating the Dolphins. I could see us beating the Bears. I could see us losing against the Chargers. I could see us losing tomorrow against the Raiders, and probably a close one. And I could see us winning. I could see us probably winning. You know what? It wouldn't shock me if we did beat the Buccaneers in a shocker, because what we did. Look at what we did. Like I think 2 years ago with Colt McCoy at quarterback, we went up to Seahawk territory and we beat them, where everybody was just giving us no chance. So, can we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Sure. But if we do that, guess what? We're gonna go back. We're gonna give in. We're gonna push our chances to. I mean, we're gonna push our chances to pick a top 5, top 10 talent in next year's draft. Because the process of tanking is not to lose games. Now you can try hard. You can try. You can fight hard. But at the end of the day, you have to lose, and that's what tanking is. You know. Like, you can't win your games and not expect to fall back from the draft. Now, obviously, the Giants will never be that tanking type, but if you want that top talent, if you think that one player is going to change your whole franchise, you have to tank. You have to tank. That's the only way, you know? That's the only way, because the further you get pushed back, the players are picks 1 through 5. Like it don't even matter. Like the Lions, they don't even need a quarterback. They just need somebody on the defensive line that can, be that X factor. But like I said, man, we have a lot of glaring issues. Is Daniel Jones the answer? Will we add more receivers to this receiving core? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And despite what happened to that dude, to that not Derrick Henry. I forgot what his name is, but he got released because he was driving sober, or he was driving drunk, I should say, and he took another person's life. Plus, her dog that was in the car. And the team released him. The Raiders released him after that. Somebody's going to pick him up. He's too good of a talent not to, like I said, a lot of people make mistakes. A lot of people are not perfect, the Raiders, fired John Gruden. They released one of their favorite productive receivers, So who knows? The Raiders, everything that's happening to the Raiders, who knows? The Giants might capitalize it and win, So, but then again, if they do that, they're going to get pushed further away from the draft. So let's say the Giants right now, if the season were to end right now, the Giants would have been picking 4th, right? So if they do beat the Oakland Raiders, they can get pushed. They're gonna move down 2 more, or they're gonna move up 2 more slots. So instead of picking at 4, they might be picking at 8. You see how it works? So if I were the Giants, there's nothing in the rule book that states that you can't play hard and still tank. You can play hard. I'm pretty sure the Lions play hard every single Sunday, but they know that they have to solidify that number 1 pick. That's just how it goes. But the Giants can't even tank right. So, but then again, it don't matter where you pick. It's how you pick. You know what I'm saying? Because Dak Dak Prescott fell fourth. You know, you look at some of the greatest players in NFL history, they fell down in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So you can find value in any round. You just have to your scouting department just has to have that knack for talent, which the Giants have never had. You know, and you look at the Raiders. You look at now not the Raiders. You look at the Ravens, the Steelers. They always find that gemstone in a player. How come we can't do that? You know. But I mean, we've stinked over the past 10 years in drafting. We took David Wilson, he didn't pan out. We took Prince Mukamara, he didn't pan out. We took Odell, he didn't pan out. We took Akeem Nicks. The injury bug took a toll of his body. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, so I'll fire our whole scouting department. Start up fresh. Find guys who knows how to draft. So I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, man, people are gonna be entitled to their own opinion. Do I want Odell Beckham Jr. back? Hell no, no. That boat has shipped and sunk. You know, you just have to move on. Be grateful for what he did. Even though it didn't amount in wins, but just be grateful that he gave you a lot of televised games. He gave you about 5 primetime games every single Sunday. You know what I'm saying? The Giants was on the TV almost every single Sunday because of him. As soon as he got traded, you saw the Giants went back to 2 primetime games. I think it was 4 or 5 primetime games, but when Odell was on the Giants was on TV heavenly. As soon as he gets traded to the Browns, they're reduced to 2 games now in prime time. You notice how they don't even have a Sunday night game, which almost every single year the Giants at least have one Sunday night game. But at least they gave the Giants 2 Monday night games and a Thursday night game and a 4 o'clock game against the Cowboys. So at least they gave him that. So I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. Ticket sales or talent sales at the end of the day. But I mean, who else is gonna afford him? Like I said, if he goes to another team, he's gonna be a 4th option on that team. He's not gonna be a 3rd. He's not gonna be 2nd. He's not gonna be 4th. Unless he goes to like a crappy organization that don't have any receivers, then he might probably be that 1st option, but I don't think so neither. So, I mean, it is what it is. I really don't have anything bad to say about Odell. I wish that he had his head on straight a little bit, but, I guess he just self-destructed. Not everybody's built in New York for New York, there's a difference between small market teams and larger market teams. I mean, hell, who knows? Maybe he can go to the Steelers. Just saying. Thinking outside the box. Like everybody wants him to go this way, everybody wants him to go that way. Maybe him and Ben Roethlisberger. Who knows? But like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.